got 10 more minutes. I can talk about this particular incident because I want to get onto the stuff that's very, very relevant to why you're so sad, and I am. Am I right in saying then you got to the area where you were going to do the extraction or the meeting point, and just very quickly, right in saying that you had 8 federal agents, FBI agents, is that correct? And you had 7 United States Marshals there, and you also had an extraction team of 12 of you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. What happened from there? Because it went tits up, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So those agents
they pulled out, didn't they? Just explain. Am I right in saying?
They pulled out. So the agents pulled out. They said, we're not going to do it. We got a call and pulled out. So we're not going to go in with you.
No, hold on. Just wait a minute. So the agents said they pulled out, and you asked them why, and they said they got that go ahead to pull out from who?
They said the top. And then when I said, who's the top? Basically the White House, that they cannot go in with us.
Right. And so what was left, you don't need to go into details because I'll try and keep this on track because I know you're nervous because you're upset. 3 marshals stayed and 2 FBI agents stayed and stood by you to do the extraction instead of all of them. But the others left because they believe, am I correct, that they've been told from the top, which is the commands from the top, which is Biden, the White House, that they're to stand down. Am I correct? The words they used were, we are told to stand down now with any of this to do with the border. Is that correct? Or have I got that wrong?
Correct. They were explicitly told that they cannot assist us, explicitly told to stand down.
Right. So at that point, I just want to ask now, you know and I know, because we are on the inside of all this that's going down, that the people in the country don't get. And we're in a position where we took a lot of shit over the last 3 years for this. But you know and I know we've got an inside intelligence on what's going on. And I know Biden is not the president of the United States. Now, I just need you to explain to people how you know that what I'm saying is fact and why these FBI agents and marshals have been hoodwinked, possibly. I'll say possibly because they could all be stepping down because it's monetary backed, which could be the case because they could be fucking twats as well. So basically, am I right in saying the president of the United States, which is Biden, is the president of a bankrupt corporation which is filed under American law? Is that correct?
So it's not under, so it's under the bank, it's under the corporation of the law. So we are constitutional Americans. So we're sovereign Americans, right? So under the Constitution, I believe in, I think it was like, I don't remember the date. I'm going to say it off because I'm so tired. Normally I know history, but I believe it's like,
days, just
So basically one of the presidents sold out the American people to where the one world order and all of that comes in. So they sold out America and turned us into a corporation. So we shouldn't even be called the United States of America. We should just be called America. Joe Biden is the president of the United States of America, which is a bankrupt corporation.
Am I right in saying President Trump is still the residing president of America, which is what I know anyway? Right.
Correct. So President Trump's the 19th president at this point. So
am I right in saying that the reason why you can confirm to me, even though I already know it through my people, that you, am I right in saying, were picked up and you went in a military plane to Washington, D.C. to testify? Is that correct?
Correct.
Can you tell me what happened? And that's why you know President Biden is not running America. Carry on.
So I went and testified. So I went to DC multiple times to testify in these tribunals. Why did I testify, for people that are just watching this or don't know, is I'm a survivor of human trafficking, was trafficked by the elite and the globalists and politicians. Got a subpoena that I need to go testify in these tribunals. Went to DC and testified. I testified over 100 times because I was trafficked for almost a decade. When I went, one of the people that I had to testify against was Joe Biden. He came into the courtroom and they said, we need you to identify who raped you and tortured you and hurt you. I, at that point on the stand, could not point to Joe Biden because it wasn't him. So I didn't want to perjure myself and say, that's him. So the attorney,
Right.
I'm getting emotional because granted, I had just testified over 100 times at this point and I'm tired. And so they said, you need to point to him. My attorney was like, we're taking a break. We came back in and they said, okay, you don't have to point out in the courtroom because this person in the courtroom was not Joe Biden. It might have from like maybe people that are watching in the audience would think it says Joe Biden. So I then had to identify him on the rape videos and the torture videos and pictures. And that's how I identified. They said, who is this person raping you, torturing you? And I had to identify him as his name.
Right. So we know now that Joe Biden is not Joe Biden because you know who Joe Biden was. And sadly, you knew firsthand why he was. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Who he was?
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
I won't go any further than that, but he was involved in trafficking you. Is that correct?
Correct. He bought and sold me without my consent.
Right.
Multiple times.
Multiple times with other people that you've named already,
Correct.
But that's up to you to decide to if they want to name them. So just going back to this situation. So basically, there's two ways of looking at this. Those agents that were 8 and 7 strong, FBI and United States Marshals, there's two reasons they pulled off, apart from the 3 and the 2 that stayed for you. Is one, they still believe that Biden's in power and that he's running things, or they believe that because their bosses are telling them that, because their bosses are probably involved with the monetary side of the trafficking.
Yeah.
Or they're all as thick as fucking shit and we need to forget them all. That's option B. I'm going to go with, let's say, option B, that they're all knobheads. But I think it's probably option A. Okay. Yeah. Which, if that is the case, then I will be praying for them to be taken right back to the throne room and to be dealt with. Yeah. Because these guys don't need to be staying here any longer. Okay. So, without further ado, that's really where I want to end this interview, because I need to spend a bit more time with the next one with you, because that's the bit that's hugely concerning. So I'll end this interview now, my love, if that's okay. And I'll look forward to speaking to you again on the next one. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.